What's up, boys? We are back. It has been a couple days since UFC 309 and, of course, the absolutely devastating breakup between Jon Jones and Dana White.
Do you want to see the winner fight Tom?
The winner should absolutely fight Tom.
After 20 years of marriage, glazing, and some of the best kissing I've ever seen, it's just one of the best couples of all time. The glazing will never be forgotten. However, this has inspired me to make a video of UFC fighters Dana does not indeed glaze, and actually hates, just like Jon Jones hates.
Officers, I hate you. I hate you.
So that's what we're going to be getting into today. Let's talk about it, man. The first fighter I have is going to be one of the greatest fighters of all time, if not the greatest fighter of all time. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Despite whatever Dana White wants to say about how nobody defended Demetrius Johnson like he did, that is an utter, complete lie. We know this man hated the flyweight division. Here's a clip of him saying something about Mighty Mouse.
He has the lowest selling pay-per-view in the history of the UFC in the modern era. So, number one. Number two.
This man literally threatened to close the division on Mighty Mouse. He was going to close the division if Mighty Mouse didn't go up and fight TJ Dillashaw, and he was going to pay him absolutely nothing. That's another thing about this man's career. Mighty Mouse got paid literally nothing. He's talked about it in his videos a bunch of times. You can go watch Mighty Mouse talk about it. But this man was robbed of a career, dude. CM Punk. If you guys know who CM Punk was, he was a WWE wrestler who came to the UFC. Had 0 professional fights before he came to the UFC. In his first fight in all of MMA, he made more money than Mighty Mouse ever did in a title fight. CM Punk lost both of his fights in the UFC. That is diabolical. That someone like CM Punk, one of the stiffest UFC fighters ever, probably the worst UFC fighter ever, made more than Mighty Mouse. That is diabolical. That is disgusting, Dana White. It's sad how the UFC traded him for Ben Askren, just for Ben Askren to get knocked into the shadow realm by Jorge Masvidal. I mean, they really ruined my boy Demetrius. He's still a GOAT though. Yeah, man. Let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next fighter I have is gonna be Francis Ngannou. Dana White has said Francis Ngannou was quote-unquote not a good guy, and that quote-unquote he was all about the money. The worst thing he said, though, the absolute worst thing he said, was that Francis Ngannou left the UFC to avoid fighting Jon Jones. Brother, it is the exact opposite, brother. Brother, the millisecond Francis Ngannou left the UFC, Jon Jones conveniently went right up to heavyweight. The second Francis left, Francis Ngannou would sleep Jon Jones, boys. I mean, I think it would probably be a closer fight than that. But, you know, Francis Ngannou has some crazy knockout power, the hardest hitting MMA fighter ever. I don't know if Jon Jones can take it. We've never seen Jon Jones' chin truly tested, but this isn't a video debating who would win Francis Ngannou with Jon Jones. That's for another video. I do respect Ngannou because Ngannou is one of the only fighters, one of the few fighters ever to actually stand up for himself and leave Dana White. We've never seen that many fighters do that. I mean, most fighters take Dana's crap. The whole career they have to deal with this man, this clown, and you know some fighters were ruined by Dana. Francis Ngannou was like, nope, not today, man. No, not today. No. This man had a whole boxing career. And then he came back, PFL, beat Ferreira, and now he's a PFL champion. Good for him, man. Good for him. Let's get into the next 3 fighters. The next fighter I have is someone I feel like people tend to forget about because of what Jake Paul did to him. Tyron Woodley. I mean, one of the greatest welterweights of all time at the end of the day. This may seem random for me to have him in a list of bigger names, obviously, but Tyron Woodley was definitely really underrated. Sure, you can say he was a boring fighter, and that's true. He was a boring fighter. He had some close fights with Wonderboy, with Damian Maia, but Dana White loved Leon as champ. Dana White didn't have any complaints with Leon as champ. For what reason? Why? Leon was so boring. I don't care what you guys say. I hated Leon as champ, and I have publicly talked about this on my channel. Leon was a boring champion. He got lucky against Usman. The second fight, I think Usman won that fight. Don't hate me for that. I think Usman won that fight. he beat a washed up Colby. Colby is not the same, dude. That Colby was not the same Colby we had seen before. And then he got fraud checked by Bilal Muhammad. But still, I don't know how I fast tracked to this. Leon Edwards was a boring champion. Dana White is just so iffy on who he picks and chooses, on who he likes. He talks so much crap about Tyron Woodley, so much crap. Every time this guy fought, he had something to say after. I'm going to play some clips right here. It's going to be a whole montage, dude.
What did you think about watching the Woodley fight?
He dominated Woodley tonight. He shut Woodley down. He made Woodley look like he didn't even belong in there.
Woodley's winding down and, you know. Listen, how old's Tyron now? 39? 39, that's 4 in a row. Yeah.
I mean, this guy hated Tyron Woodley. At the end of the day, it shows. And now bro's in Cobra Kai. He's an actor now. I don't know what Tyron Woodley's doing. It's a poor fall off for Tyron Woodley. Anyways, guys, on to the next fighter. These next two guys are both active. They're both champions, actually. I'm going to combine them because they're pretty much the same. We have the bantamweight champion, Merab Dvalishvili, and we have the welterweight champion, Bilal Muhammad. I mean, like I just said, both of these guys are so similar. They're just wrestlers who can't finish, who are super boring. They can't finish to save their life, dude. They're very unpromotable, so I can kind of see where Dana's coming from. I mean, like, what is remotely interesting about both of these guys? I mean, Bilal, he's an NPC, dude. I don't even hate Bilal. I don't hate Bilal. I actually think Bilal is underrated. But still, man, he's not interesting on the mic. And Merab, I mean, sometimes he makes funny skips. Sometimes, now they're getting old. They're not that funny anymore. And Dana White's face, while putting the title on these guys, perfectly sums it up. He doesn't like them. I think that's blatantly obvious in this photo right here. But yeah, dude, these are the guys that Dana White hates. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to make it to 600 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you boys so much for watching. Leave your opinion down below. I'll go now post out.